everyone, my name is Arpita Dutta. I am pursuing MBA in Human Resources from Birla Institute of Management and Technology. Today we have with us Mr. Raghunath Ramaswamy, the founder and CEO of Spectrum Consulting, a recruitment consulting company that he established in 2004. With a master's in mathematics from IIT Delhi, he began his career in software development, customer support, sales, and marketing. Before discovering a deep interest in recruitment and talent acquisition, he has since built world-class ATS and resume parsers, providing training and coaching to recruiters, and wrote the book Failsafe Hiring, all while remaining a firm believer that the journey is more important than the destination. His vast knowledge and expertise make him a highly respected figure in the industry, and we are excited to learn more about his experiences and insights. So, welcome, sir. Welcome to the video.
Thank you very much, Arpita.
My first question to you would be like, how do you prioritize and balance between the needs of candidates and the needs of the organization in your recruiting strategies?
An organization's need for talent is determined by the businesses they decide to pursue. On the other hand, candidates' decisions to work in organizations are determined by their professional objectives. Ideally, candidates dream of companies where perfect work is available in a perfect environment that fosters creativity and collaboration. So the onus is on organizations to create that sustainable and scalable business in a perfect environment, an enviable employer brand, and communicate the invaluable employer value proposition to the talent that it wishes to attract. I suppose this way, the goals of the employer and the employee will be met.
My second question to you is, how was your journey so far at Spectrum Consulting, and or how do you get the idea to write the book on fail-safe hiring? Have you faced any difficulties? If yes, then what was the learning from that?
All right. So for the benefit of the viewers, let me add, Arpita, to your introduction. So in 2004, I set up Spectrum Consulting, and subsequently, after I published the book Failsafe Hiring in 2021, early 21, I created a company called Failsafe Hiring in the same name as the book. First, I had a stint at HCL Technologies for about 9 years in the function of as a practicing recruiter, as somebody who ran the entire talent acquisition function in a corporate environment. Then I actually worked for about 8 years developing designing and developing applicant tracking systems, and then evangelizing LinkedIn for a couple of years, and then, a complete year, consulting at Saskin Technologies, or close to a year at Saskin Technologies. And then we started the version 4.0 of Spectrum Consulting. And so we had to build the organization from scratch. And during pandemic, it suddenly gave me an opportunity to kind of compile. The thing is that once you get started on something like building applicant tracking system or evangelizing social media or evangelizing LinkedIn, and you're very concerned about the way the work is done, and there's a lot of research that has been done over the years, I basically saw that it was a great opportunity to completely dip back into the work that I had done, and it culminated into publishing Failsafe Hiring. So I was able to publish a book in about 6 months, but I think about 25 years of my experience, actually, whatever I had done, it was an opportunity to bring that into the book. So I've always believed a career is about giving, and Failsafe Hiring was an opportunity for me to walk that talk. And so Failsafe Hiring is probably one of the first book that has been published, and for the science of talent acquisition. So it is I see that what I have done is I've baselined the entire science of talent acquisition, right?
Right.
And what I did was, after the book has been published, so in the last 2 years, I've been trying to improve upon what has been done. So well begun is half done, but there is work in progress. So I realized that there were definitely gaps in the body of knowledge which was there. So what I did was I actually, I first of all decided to write a bonus, instead of publishing a second edition of the book, I worked on, kind of bridging the gaps. So I wrote the Failsafe hiring bonus booklet. There are about
Okay.
12, 11 or 12 chapters in that booklet. And then I decided, then we decided to publish this in failsafehiring.com/blogs. So what we did was, not only did we did this about 11, 12 chapters on Failsafe Hiring bonus booklet, but we thought that there are other bodies of knowledge that are important for the recruiter. So we
Right.
actually published another ebook called the Management Science and Technology for the Recruiter. So even the Failsafe Hiring bonus booklet is one of the ebooks. The second
Okay.
book is the Management Science and Technology for the Recruiter. Then
All
there is,
right.
so the thing is this, when you're talking about the recruitment community, the complementary community is the job seeking community. And there is one aspect of a job hunt. The second aspect is career enrichment. And so what we did was we published another ebook called Insights on the Job Hunt and Career Enrichment for the uh, job seeking community. In addition to this, I've carved out the glossary of fail-safe hiring and published that as an ebook. And
Okay.
there is a fifth ebook, which actually is a primer on IT terminologies for the IT recruiter or anybody who wants to get familiarized himself with IT terminologies. So there are 5 ebooks. And what we did was we not only published this in the text form, but we also opened up a YouTube channel called Failsafe Hiring. And
Okay.
all these ebooks and their individual chapters are available as audio video. So
Okay.
it's much more easier for people to basically take a look
Yeah.
or hear these articles. We'll have to take a look at what are the kinds of players which are there in recruitment. One is the corporate where recruitment is done. One is the
Yep.
agency where recruitment is done. So at a corporate, recruitment is an enabling function, right?
Yes.
So the core business is something else. And as long as, they get the resources, they are happy. So
Right.
recruitment probably as a profession does not get the due attention that it deserves from the corporate. And
Right.
then we have the agency, which does not have any kind of entry barrier. So there are different kinds of people who come into the agency, and then, as long as, the resumes go in really fast and furious to the customer, maybe the business goals are met. But an ideal ecosystem for either a corporate or for an agency has to be that a proper applicant tracking system has to be implemented. A holistic social media implementation has to be there. And there has to be, so when these kind of environment is set, right, that is what will actually really enable the recruiters to be able to practice their profession uh, at the best, right?
Right.
So the thing is this, that means robust practices have to be there. That means recruiters need to have the forecasts. They need to be able to build the talent pool. They need to be, and only when these things are done will they be able to really focus on the passive applicants. So only if you focus on the passive applicants does it, these are things which really has a focus on the metrics, right? If you don't
Right.
really implement an applicant tracking system, you don't have the right metrics in place. And if you don't
Correct.
have the right metrics in place, if you don't have a holistic social media implementation in place, the strategic mindset is completely missing. If the strategic mindset is completely missing, then it's only a transactional mindset that it is at 4. The profession remains in the same state as it will be, right? So I
Yes.
so this is the most major, so this is the challenge that is presented to us.
Yes.
So, or presented, as a person who is deeply concerned and who is working. So, how do we, publishing the book or publishing this body of knowledge is like taking the horse to the water. So, I'm
Right.
becoming a bit more ambitious. So, how can I make the horse drink the water? Ultimately, what am I striving for? That we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Yes. Relearn. Correct, sir.
And that is a movement. I really hope that I actually kind of, play a small part in a movement which actually will, kind of permeate through every crevice in this society. So that's the, that's the basic. It's possibly a very tall order, but I think that's what I'm actually aspiring for. I hope that
Yeah.
answers your question.
Yes, yes, sir. Of course, obviously, that was like quite very deep. You like gave all the experiences starting from your HCL technologies and right after the fail-safe hiring you have started right now. So it was like very well said. Okay. So let's move on to next question, which is what do you think about employer branding and why is it important? Why do you think is it important? And also, if what are some good tools for employer branding?
So employer branding is actually a no-brainer. It's kind of quintessential today, and it is the way in which you can differentiate yourself from the competitors. And most of the social media platforms actually enable employer branding in addition to other tools. Instead of shedding light on the tools, let me actually, dwell upon three aspects that would contribute to employer branding. I think there are only three things, that actually enable employer branding, and that on the face of it, it looks very simple, but it requires a lot of application and thought. Every employer or any entity that decides to brand must be able to articulate its uniqueness, right? It's very important. Why am I different? What do I bring to the table? What is my identity? That is
Correct.
number one. Second thing is that it has to be able to identify its target audience. And the third thing is that it needs to be able to engage the target audience.
I just want to thank you so much, like for taking the time to speak with me today from your busy schedule and sharing your experience on the recruitment strategies and whatever journey you have had so far, and your journey and your experiences has been truly inspiring, and I really appreciate your willingness to share your insight with me, and it was a great learning experience from you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Arpita.